All right, guys, so today we are going to do a fun little project on the RX-7's door handles. Mine were looking kind of bad. They've seen better days, definitely. There's a lot of scratches and stuff like that on my driver's side, and the passenger side door handle actually broke. So we're going to replace the plastic ones with casted aluminum. We're going to sand everything so it's nice and smooth, and we're gonna go ahead and paint everything with some black lacquer spray paint so we can actually polish it after the fact, and it'll be just like new. So let's get started. All right, guys, so I have the rotary 13B1 door handles. These come pre-painted black, or you can get them in polished, but since I didn't want to have to paint the whole unit, I'm gonna paint just the front. So we're gonna sand the front of the actual door handle, and so we can actually spray it whenever we spray the other pieces so that everything matches. So we're gonna give this a quick sand and we should be good to go. So since I'm doing the door handles, I said I might as well kind of clean everything up. So what I have here, focus, are the little inserts that go inside of the door handle where the key goes. They're kind of dull, they're supposed to be black. So I'm gonna use some mothers back to black and polish these guys up before they go back into the door handle. So. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but it's the little details that count. All right, guys, so we are 5 days into this project. We were letting the paint cure so we can go ahead and wet sand the door handles, which I have right over here, so let's take a look at them. Now, like I said, there is some orange peel that we have in the door handles. It's kind of hard to see, but it is there. And to get rid of it, we're going to be using this little kit that I picked up from AutoZone. It's nothing special. I think it was like 10 bucks. There we go, focus. So this stuff goes all the way up to 3,000 grit sandpaper, which is kind of insane. But we're probably going to stop at 2,500. And then once we are done with 2,500, we'll hit this with my dual action polisher and use some Meguiar's compound and polishing cream to make them super shiny. So let's go ahead and get started on the wet sand. Whenever you're wet sanding something like this, a couple things that you want to keep in mind. You want to keep the surface nice and wet, and you want to soak your sandpaper beforehand. And you don't want to apply too much pressure, just let the sandpaper do its job and everything will be all right. The most important thing to remember though, try to stay away from any edges as much as you can. The paint actually will thin out whenever it's getting close to those edges, and so if you add a lot of pressure or stick around in that area while sanding, you'll most definitely break through to the material underneath, and that's definitely not what you want, because then you have to sand everything off and start all over again. So we're going to be very careful with these guys, especially the actual door handles, because we don't want to break through the paint. All right, so like I said, we just finished wet sanding with 2,000 grit sandpaper. So next is actually onto the polishing compound. So what I have here is the quarter cable dual action polisher with a Hexalogic pad, and I have the Meguiar's correction compound loaded up. So let's go ahead and hit the time lapse of me polishing these guys to perfection. All right, so this is really hard to see inside because the lights are so bad, but this is the final product. This is single stage lacquer paint from AutoZone, sprayed over this guy, wet sanded with 2000 grit sandpaper, and then polished with a correction compound. And I have to say, it looks better than new. So anyways, let's get to assembling these, and so we can put them back onto the car. So I am super stoked with how this thing came out. Everything went back perfectly, and it just looks so much better. God, it's the small things, right? Everything's lubed up, ready to go back into the car. It's all cleaned, and I couldn't be happier. Like, I just couldn't. I know there's a lot of things on my car that are not perfect, but this is one step closer to making it just that. I mean, look at that reflection. You can see everything in the garage. You can see the RX-7 in the background. You see old Leisure Suit Larry. Oh yeah, I'm stoked. So tomorrow, whenever I have an off day, I'm gonna go ahead and put these onto the car. See you next time.